Good morning, friends. I wanted to show you what a loaf looks like after they've sat in the fridge for 2 days. So I made the dough for this bread 2 days ago. I put it in the fridge 2 nights ago. Yesterday, I didn't have time to bake them off. I had an early meeting, so I decided to bake it off today. So I wanted to show you the quality of the bread and how high the oven spring is. It's looking really good, and it really has no difference in terms of the structure or the color or even the flavor. I'm sure it will taste a little tiny bit more sour, but they just look fantastic. And I just want to encourage you to make your own bread schedule, depending on your convenience. So what some people will do is they will make their bread on a Friday evening. They'll start out, the starter part, feeding your starter on a Friday night. Then they'll get up in the morning and they'll make their dough. They'll do all their folds in the morning, let it bulk rise in the afternoon, shape their loaves and put them in the refrigerator overnight, and then bake them off on Sunday morning. You can do whatever you need. Some people will just bake one loaf off at a time, so you can have a fresh loaf throughout the week. That's what my aunt does, and I think that's a great idea. The other thing you can do is you can keep one loaf out for eating, and then you can cool, you're going to cool these down for an hour when you take them out. But the second day after you bake your bread, it's very easy to slice. So what I like to do is keep one bread out for eating and then slice the second bread. I like to do like a finger width, and it's very easy to slice this bread up the day after it's baked, and then put it in a Ziploc bag, seal all but the very corner, and then suck the air out so there's no air to put any moisture or freezer burn space into the bag, and then freeze it and then just pull it out. The other thing you can do if you eat your bread with dinner is you can cut your bread into chunks. So you could cut this loaf into halves or even 4 chunks and just take one chunk out at a time, defrost it on the countertop, or you can take it directly out of the freezer and bake it off in a 350 oven for maybe 10 minutes. It'll just crisp right up as if it just came out of the oven. So there's some bread tips, some storage tips. Also, I wanted you to see how I cut these. You're going to need to slash your loaves before they go in the oven. I've discussed this. Some people like to do an ear. So what they'll do is they'll take their razor blade and they'll go around the side of the top of their loaf before it goes in the oven. I really like just slashing right down the center. I feel like it gives the bread a nice even way to expand in the oven. That's called oven spring. And it gives you that crunchy ear. It actually gives you 2 ears. So you've got 2 crunchy tops. I just think it's much easier to slice this bread when you slice it down the middle like that, when you score it straight down the middle. And you can do that with a sharp knife, or you can just do like I did today. I just took a razor blade and I just cut it right down the middle, just straight down, make sure it goes all the way through, and then put it in your oven. I did do a little water spray. So when I put my loaves into my hot pans, I sprayed the tops of the loaves and the sides of the pot, and then put the lid on and put it in the oven. You don't have to do that, but I like the way that the crust ends up getting these little blisters on it. This is a sign of a very nice starter, but also it's very nice and crispy. And you can make it a little extra crispy when you use your water spray. Okay, if you guys have questions, just message me. Have a good day.